Welcome. This is the first installment of Tee It Up Golf. My name is Tristan Solicito. I am so incredibly excited to bring to you my journey in many, many facets. More on that to come. Today is going to be plain and simple, quick and easy. We're going to play a couple holes. We're going to do a Q&A. Huge thank you to everybody who commented questions on the Instagram account. It's going to be a really, really, really exciting video today. Like I said, it's going to be simple and easy. Couple holes, not tracking too much, just hitting some golf shots, talking about me, talking about the future of the channel, and thank you so very much for joining me. So to my right, I have Tom Buzzio, T-Buzz, Frankie P to the left. We have these fine young gentlemen helping me out today, doing some documenting this journey from a cinematic perspective. So very excited to have these fellas on board, and absolutely a pleasure to have them helping me out today. Without further ado, let's hit some golf shots. All right, let's do it. Starting with a little par 3. I believe it's about 165 into wind. Get left on me. We're gonna play a couple holes. We're gonna kind of play it by ear and get those questions answered. Huge shout out to everybody that dropped some questions on the Instagram. If you're not following the Instagram, mistake, but we'll circle back to that later. So this is going to document essentially my journey in golf that I've been pursuing, for better or for worse, some say sentiment of a career in golf as well as a career in acting, and I thought we'll maybe put the two together, and I hope over the next, like I said, you know, foreseeable future to bring you guys some of the best, most entertaining golf content humanly possible. So again, I thank you so very much for joining me on this journey. A lot of talking today. I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum, but obviously you guys want to get to know what we're doing here, and obviously more on that to come. There's going to be a lot of more on that's to come throughout this particular segment, but I have a difficult golf shot to hit, so let's do it. Yep. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're in somewhat of a, whatever you want to call that, which is mildly unfortunate to say the least. Needed a little more on that. All right, T-Buzz, we got a little situation. I have no idea where it could have gone, but I don't have my putter.
You don't have a putter?
I do not have a putter. I have literally no concept. I don't even have the faintest idea.
I have very little patience for stupidity.
Okay. Mild predicament. This might look a little strange. One thing led to another, and unfortunately, my putter has escaped me, and we are without it today. So, I suppose we could consider that content, and we'll definitely make do. I got the trusty 4-iron today helping me out on the greens, so hopefully we can pick everything clean. I'm going to be careful not to mess up these pristine greens. That one's on me, but hey, content. I don't know if this is scientifically backed or not, but I could argue that this, in one way or another, could serve as some sort of a drill, some sort of a improvement mechanism. More realistically, it's just me being a clown for getting my putter, but I guess lemonade out of lemons, right? Not good. Not good. We got a little situation on the box here. Frankie P. I think the fine gentleman that teed off just before us left his Angry Birds head cover, so hopefully this young bird can find his home, find his nest, if you will, I suppose. So a lot of people ask me kind of what's my mindset on the tee, right? Am I trying to keep it in play? Am I trying to, you know, how much chance am I willing to take? Well, plain and simple, if you don't swing hard, you can't hit bombs, Frankie P. I think that's pretty well established. So we're gonna give this one a rip, and I'm half joking, but I'm really not. I will absolutely take that golf shot. Pre-round routine. So, like I said, I would be lying if I said there was a method and a madness to it. I generally kind of come out firing. It's not a lot of ramp up, I gotta be honest with you. We're kind of all bombs away from the get-go. I'll generally start with a 9, probably take 5 to 7 shots and just get a feel, kind of get the golf juices flowing, kind of remind myself that I'm an individual who has actually played golf before. And once I get that accomplished, I kind of move to hitting some full shots, try to ramp up the speed. Once I feel like I'm at 100% speed, I'll build up to a longer iron, then maybe hit some woods. So I kind of build up speed, and then I kind of narrow it in. So I'll try to focus on hitting some balls, shape a couple.
One eternity later.
And then I like to cool down with some chipping and putting. I always like to do that before because my warm-up is a little high intensity, so I tend to need a little bit of a break, maybe get a little sip of Gatorade. Not sponsored by Gatorade, but if anybody's watching, pleasure to do some business with you guys over there at Gatorade, so let me know. Sit, sit, sit. So that is what we would like to refer to as a poor golf shot. All right, again, no putter. I'm not gonna spend all day talking about it. I'm just as upset, if not more, than you guys are, so let's try to hole something. And I suppose if I actually be able to knock in some putts, I can play this off as if I meant to do this. But step one is hit some good putts. Yeah, this forehand's got a little more juice than traditional putter, that's for sure, but we'll get there. Have you ever had any injuries? I suppose we're referring to golf-specific injuries. The answer is yes. That's a good foray, actually. I actually started this journey because of an injury that ended my baseball career. I don't want to spend too much time there. Par 4, looking at about, I believe it's 430. Wind is fantastic, straight into. Love to see that. Bombs away. Oh, get right for me. Yep, should be fine there. So yeah, golf injury. When I was about, say, 6 years of age, I think it was actually one of my first experiences in the game of golf. I was at a camp in southern Jersey, and I was on the range, and a fine young gentleman was just beside me, hitting some real nukes with an iron, long iron, I believe, and ended up taking one to the dome, not the ball, the club. Ended up putting a pretty good gash in the top of my head, and I was wearing a beautiful white polo shirt that day. I remember it vividly, and it was no longer white after this particular incident. I can tell you that. Whoa! So yeah, so got popped a little bit. Ended up getting gauzed up. Ended up taking a trip to the local hospital. A couple of staples in the top of my head. I was back at the next day. I was, and Tiger won the U.S. Open 2008 with a torn ACL and ended up placing second at the end of the week tournament with a couple staples in my head. So I'm not necessarily saying I'm Tiger Woods, but to say you could draw a parallel or two would, I think, be a pretty significant understatement. I do say so myself. All right, we got about 152 straight into wind. Probably didn't absolutely nail that drive, but can't expect too much into the wind. Hopefully you can get a little spin on this ball and should be able to stick it with the wind holding it. Get right, get right. Oh, be decent. Could be all right. It's a shadow up there. I can't see the hop, but that's probably a reasonably good golf shot. Did you leave a head cover? No. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, we got a little bit of situation. This absolute unit right here left a couple wedges, so that's gonna get you every time. But it happens. It happens to the best of us. I wonder if Tiger ever left any wedges. Back to the matter at hand. I'm not usually generally a bump and run kind of guy. I like to get it up in the air and rolling as little as possible, so try to hopefully spin this one. It's a little bit uphill, so I can hopefully use that to my advantage and fly it almost all the way there. But we'll see. Go. Go. Yeah, we don't mind that. We certainly don't. You do have to keep in mind, I don't have a flat stick. So I don't know if that changes much, but I would like to be a little closer on this putt. I mean, I suppose that would be true even if I had the flat stick, but come on, let's knock this in. You know what, Frankie P? I might have discovered something. I probably did not. But to be brutally honest with you, now I'm gonna forget my wedges here. To be brutally honest with you, I don't think I'd be putting all that much better with a flat stick. Hello, how are you? Golf etiquette. You know what, we just love to see it. We just absolutely love to see it.
Not many people have it.
You know, you're not wrong, Frankie P. You are not wrong. But every once in a while,
Finally go.
you do. You certainly do.
See that that drop on the like when you're going down the cart?
Yo, that was
a scary
T-Buzz. I guess that could be metaphorical in a sense for the ups and downs of this beautiful game that we all love. All right, I'm gonna try to smooth an A wedge here because down the hill I don't love to maybe nail one as hard as I possibly can. Could be very nice. It's gonna be short, I believe. Oh no. All right, that is, so every once in a good while, I tend to hit a reasonably decent golf shot. That would be an example of that. I am quite pleased with that. We did get a little more run out than I would have loved, but hopefully we can knock that in for, I believe this will be the first birdie on the channel, so we'll give that a good rip at it. After you shank a ball into the next dimension, how do you re-ground yourself? Well, that's a beautiful question, Mr. Brill. To be brutally honest with you, that is a sound that I was not expecting to hear. But it should be alright. To be brutally honest with you, I don't always ground myself after I shank the ball into the next dimension. That is an area of the game that I am certainly looking to work on. And that is a good foray into some of the videos we have to come. I could throw out some philosophical pearls of wisdom about focus on every shot and take one shot at a time, and every great shot comes after a terrible shot, which is largely true. But if I am exhibiting full transparency, Mr. Brill, I would have to admit that I am probably not the right guy to ask about that, because that is not a particular area of the game that I succeed in as far as flushing bad shots and moving on to the next one. So TBD, appreciate the motivation to iron that out as quickly as possible, and hopefully along this journey I will have some tips of my own regarding that particular instance that will be effective and successful going forward. Yeah, for some reason I was having trouble trusting that initial read. I got up to this perspective, saw a little bit more right to left in it, but that's okay. Definitely take a par there. Don't want to count my chickens, but little 6-incher is usually nothing to worry about. So I want a little Frankie P intro. I want to hear what Mr. Lenses has for us. Introduce yourself to the world, Frankie P.
All right, so I'm Frankie P, otherwise known as Frankie Pecoraro. Just finished actually my freshman year of college. I've played a total of 2 rounds of golf in my entire life. I'd say better than a rookie. Well, I am a rookie, but better than a complete rookie. Better than someone who's never golfed before.
Love to hear that. Absolutely do. Got a 181 par 3. Let's try to stick it, shall we? All right, 181 or so. Smooth 8. Maybe a little bit of a cut. Let's get it done. Hair left, should be all right. Yeah, it looks pin high, maybe a touch short. Didn't catch that particularly phenomenally. All right, so we are putting, barely, right on the edge, pin high, is the right number. I didn't strike it outrageously well, but it'll get the job done. I pulled it a little bit left, a little bit of a lip from the fringe to worry about. So we'll have to maneuver that a little bit, as they say, and they do say that. Effective putt. Not a particularly easy hole. Happy to come away with par. T-Buzz, we just spoke to Frankie Lenses. I want you to give me your brief 30-second introduction to yourself. Introduce yourself to the world. Who is Thomas T-Buzz Buzzio?
So I am first owner of Dinger Bros on Instagram.
Drop a follow immediately.
We're 3,000 followers away from 100K.
Absolute gold baseball account on Instagram. Continue. Apologize.
So I grew up playing baseball my life. So I decided to make a business out of it after I stopped playing in high school. So then just kind of partook into a business perspective of it after I quit. So yeah.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Don't have an exact number here. It's about 170. 169, I think it says on the card. Gonna hit probably just a stock 9. Try to draw it in there a little bit. I want to get it back there because there's a little bit of a false front, a little bit. So, got some bugs to attend to. Caught it a little thin. Whoa. That is about 10 yards long. It is on line. Might be a little downwind and I didn't really recognize that. Usually hit this club about 175. Recently, not so much. You know what? You are correct, T-Buzz. You really are. It does go downhill right about after the hole. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, this was kind of a trial and error for us. First video, didn't really know how it was going to play out. Might end up actually putting this or 4-ironing it. But yeah, phenomenal day today, beautiful day out here. Really appreciate you tuning in. If you would not mind, I would love if you would drop a like and subscribe. It would go a long way, it really would. All right, one more little chip on, and we have a plethora of videos to come that I'm very excited about. More on that later. Okay. Absolute pleasure to have, first of all, T-Buzz, Frankie Lenz is helping us out. It's been a really great day. Some commotion going on behind us, but take that as it goes. Yeah, really happy to be able to document this journey, and really excited for what's to come. I'm going to be posting twice a week. I am going to be updating a little bit on what that's going to look like, but largely also keeping it a little bit suspenseful, a little bit of a surprise element to it. Final chip of the day.
What do you mean by that?
I think I am going to chip it because I don't have a putter, like I've mentioned about 10,000 times. So I don't think hitting a 4-iron here off this fringe would necessarily be any better. That better get down, and it will not. It was...
No, stop right there.
Absolutely horrendous golf shot that I just hit. That was not something that we like to see. So that also has to sit, man. Okay. Oh, longish bogey putt, not ideal. Double, not a way we like to finish, but as they say, well, they say a lot of things. And I don't think there are a lot of good things to be said about how that hole unfolded. So I'm gonna leave that part out. Thank you so much for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure. Beautiful day. Sun's going down. Yeah, real excited for what's to come. So thank you so much for joining me. Take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.